Hey guys, how's it going? This is Flame Jockey, and we're back with another Babadoo playtest of the day. Now, if you're looking at the picture right here in front of me, you're probably wondering, how does that have anything to do with Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, the answer is, it doesn't. This is a Liliana of the Veil. This is a new Planeswalker card that's going to be coming out, that is already out, actually, in the new Magic set. Now, I am very excited to show you guys these two new decks that come out in the new Innistrad set. That came out 2 days ago. It's pretty sick for all the Magic players. I'm sure they're already enjoying these great decks that are coming out. But for all the Yu-Gi-Oh players, maybe you can get a little taste of some really cool Magic play. Now, obviously, the game is a bit slower, but these particular decks I think are a lot of fun when they really go off. So today I'm going to be playtesting Essence of the Elspeth. Now, this deck is a white-green deck that runs off of Essence of the Wild. Now, what's cool about Essence of the Wild is it is a 6-cost green 6/6, right? Creatures you control enter the battlefield as a copy of Essence of the Wild. So that means as soon as you play that card and you play other creature cards, the rest of those cards become 6/6s. So it doesn't matter if I play, say, a Birds of Paradise, or even an Elvish Archdruid, or any Llanowar Elves. They will become 6/6s, which is why you run stuff like Memnites, which are 0-cost 1/1s. So as soon as you hit the field, free cost 6/6 essentially. That's also why you run Primordial Hydras, because there's a lot of mana ramp in this deck. So if you don't have an Essence of the Wild out quite yet, you can get out a Primordial Hydra very easily. But if you already have an Essence of the Wild out, this thing is a 2-cost 6/6. A couple other cards in the deck that are part of the white are Master's Call. That's a 3-cost white. Put two 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creatures on the battlefield. Essentially, those are now going to be 2 6/6s because of Essence of the Wild. And Elspeth Tyrell. This is the main white card of the deck. It is a Planeswalker. 4 counters. Her +2 is you can gain 1 life for each creature you control, which is really good when you're trying to get your mana ramp going with Birds of Paradise, Llanowar Elves, and Elvish Archdruids. But the best part about this card is his -2 is put 3/3/1 white soldier tokens onto the battlefield, which means that -2, I get 3 6/6s on the field if I have the Essence of the Wild out. Also keep in mind that Elspeth Tyrell does not qualify as a creature spell. He qualifies as a Planeswalker, which is an independent player basically in and of itself. But I'm sure you Magic players already know that. I'm kind of just explaining this to the Yu-Gi-Oh guys who just kind of want to see this going. And the other deck that I'm going to be running from this particular set is Test Subject. Now, this deck runs off of Ludovic's Test Subject. Ludovic's Test Subject is an interesting card in that it's one of the first double-sided cards in the game, period, because this is the kind of advertised sort of card that's going to be that is in Innistrad. This is one of the better ones. It is a 0/3 Defender when it first comes out. It's a 2-cost. Defender means that you can't attack with it. You pay 1 blue and 1 colorless mana to put a Hatchling counter on top of Ludovic's Test Subject. And if there are 5 or more Hatchling counters on it, you remove them all and transform it into Ludovic's Abomination, which is a 13/13 trample. That's pretty beast. This deck also runs off of things like, let me see here, like Tezzeret's Gambit, which is like I draw 2 cards and then I proliferate. What proliferate means is any counters that are on the field, like if there are any creatures that have counters on them, you add a counter to it. So obviously that's really good for Ludovic's Test Subject because it just makes the process faster. Also, you run Snapcaster Mage. Basically, when you play her, you target one spell that you've already used that's in the grave, a sorcery specifically, or an instant, and it makes flashback. What flashback is when a spell is in the grave, or like when a spell has already been used and it's in the graveyard, you can pay the amount of mana cost on it plus a certain amount to play it again. But with this particular card, it has something called Flash, in which you only have to pay the mana cost just of the card. So any instant or sorcery can be used again when it's in the grave. That's pretty beastly with a card like this. So anyway, I only got about 15 minutes or so because this thing's probably going to run in 720p, so let's just get this started. Okay, so I'm going to try to make the best hand I can for both of these decks. Now usually what you want with these kind of hands, there's like minimum 2 land. Okay, we're good here, and we're not good here. This isn't going to work either. Sorry guys, kind of taking my time here, trying to get this to work. Wow, not very good. Oh my god. Listen, alright, this deck works really well when it gets the right kind of hand out, but the thing is this is tapped out, and tapped out usually gives you some pretty shitty hands. Okay, this could work pretty well. Okay, so let's start it. Essence of Elspeth will go first. Forest. Llanowar Elves. My opponent's move. Play a blue. Ponder. 1, 2, 3. I will add a Galaxian Probe to my hand. Put the land back here and put the Ponder back. Okay, now it's my opponent's move. Boom. Play that. Birds of Paradise. My opponent's move. Play a blue. Ponder. 2, 3. Add an Arctail to my hand. And then I will play Galaxian Probe. I will look at my player's hand. Oh no! Oh no, I'm looking at my own hand. Okay, now I know what he has. Then I will draw a card. Alright, my opponent's move. Now obviously this is only going to probably be about 1 match because that's really all the time I'm going to have. 1, 2, 3. I will play Rites of Flourishing. Rites of Flourishing's effect is essentially I get to draw an extra card during my upkeep, or also during my opponent's upkeep, and we can both play extra lands. So my opponent's move. He draws another card. Boom. He will get out a Ludwig's Test Subject. And then it'll be my move. Okay, I draw another card, play an extra land. See how much this deck speeds up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elspeth Tyrell. My opponent's move. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so 1, 2, give him a counter. 1, 2, give him a counter. Then I will play Arctail. I get dealt 2 damage, so I'm at 18. My opponent gets dealt 1 damage, so he is at 19. Then it'll be my move. Actually, what I really should have done is just taken out a Birds of Paradise, so I think I'm just going to do that. Take out a Birds of Paradise. So I'm at 20. That would be a better move. Play a land. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Essence of the Wild. Use his -2. So he is at 2. 1, 2, 3. I now have 3 6/6s on the field, along with Essence of the Wild. My opponent will go 1, 2. Play that. 1, 2. Give him 3. 1, 1, 2. Give him 4. 1, 2. Give him 5. Minus off the 5, and he will become a 13/13 trample. Now, the thing right now is that if my opponent swings for 13 damage, even if I block, I'll have to take it. But it'll most likely be game at that point, because 6, 7, 9, 12, 14, yeah, it'll be game if he swings. So he will probably sit on that. Then I will go 1, 2, and then Memnite, a 6/6, a 6/6, 1, 2, 3, Master's Call, 2 6/6s, 2. So as you can see, this deck can build up pretty quickly by turn 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll swing for 6, 7, 8. So my opponent will block 1. Essence of the Wild. He'll die. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. My opponent will take 18. He's at 2. And I am done. Actually, you know what? I'll use his -2. So, he dies, I get 3 soldiers. 3, 2, 3. And at that point, I would say it's game. He swings, whatever. Or play a land, actually. Yeah. Even if he dealt damage with this particular card, you have to proliferate. There's nothing on the field with counters, so you can't actually use that card. But he could get out Chandra. Chandra would deal 1 damage to my opponent, but that wouldn't really do much by this point. So my opponent would just like swing and go GG, and I'd be like, okay, I'll take it, and then swing, 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 swing. Yeah, that's GG, buddy. So yeah, both these decks are pretty sick, but the thing is that the problem with this particular build is that I think it's a bit too slow, and you need more things on the you need more things to do on the field to get things out faster. And also the issue is my hand advantage was pretty wrong because I didn't get enough Ludwig's test subjects on the field to do anything. Usually you'll have like 2. I mean, and honestly, it's got trample, so it's like, okay, even if I block with these, like both, even if I block, they'll die, and then I would lose like 7 each. So I would lose 14. That's pretty retarded, you know. And then, you know, by that point, I mean, he could just like play Chandras, he could play Volt Charges. If I have other Ludwigs on the field, he could just play Arc Tails just to whittle me down to nothing. So the deck needs that kind of hand in order to work. But anyway, so this is a little taste of Innistrad. I hope you guys enjoyed. Personally, Essence of the Elspeth is definitely one of my favorite decks of the format. I really want to run this, but I guess these aren't really considered top tier at this point, because really what you want to run right now is zombies, you know, Scab Ruinators, Armies of the Damned, all those crazy ass cards are really, really good in this format. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got like kind of got what was going on. I'll explain a bit more next time when I have a bit more time to do things. But anyway, this is another episode of OKL Playtest of the day. Make sure to subscribe, and this is Flame Jockey signing out.